I would do like a story time video with you guys. So this is gonna sound really weird, but when I was, I believe, a senior, yeah, it was my last year of high school, and I was hanging out with my current boyfriend in the library after school. So we were just hanging out, and at that time we weren't dating, so it was just, we were just hanging out and talking. And then I remember my mother called me on my cell phone because she was getting her nails done, so she wanted me to meet her at the nail place. So at that time, the nail place was like maybe 15 minutes away from the school that I used to go to. So I went over and everything was fine. I got my nails done with my mother, and then my mom does drive, but I guess at that time she just wanted to like walk or take the bus or something. I don't know why she wasn't driving. I think the car was broken or something like that. Anyways, we went. Oh, Christopher's here, by the way. That's why I'm doing the story time. But I think I'm waking him up. I think I'm talking too loud. Oh yeah, he's awake. He makes so many faces. Anyways, you guys, so like I was saying, so I went and I got my nails done and everything was fine. And then when we were coming back home, we got to like, the bus stop usually stopped by like in front of an elementary school. And you know how, excuse me, you know how in schools they have like the sidewalk thing and like the crossing guard and whatnot. Well, they didn't have a crossing guard in this school, so we just crossed the road. Anyways, so we were crossing, and then a car was turning. So I don't know how it happened, but we ended up getting hit by the car. So yes, I got hit by the car, and I messed up my leg, and I have like herniated discs in my back, which played a huge role when I was having Christopher, because I think that one of the reasons why the anesthesia didn't take, I don't know if I'm saying that correct, didn't take, was because like they were putting it in the wrong place, because I do have like bulging discs and like herniated discs, which are two different things, I think. So yeah, that happened. And hold on one second, Christopher is like wiggling, but he fell back asleep. So like I was saying, when I did have Christopher, the epidural was like not like it didn't work for me. So like it was really painful. Anyways, so we got hit by the car. We had to wait like for 40 minutes for the ambulance to come. Okay, well maybe it wasn't 40, but it felt like 40 minutes. I think it was like maybe 20 minutes, but it felt like forever. And at that time, we still live pretty close to the school that we got hit by. So my stepfather was able to drive to the school, and like he was with us waiting for the ambulance and stuff. The lady actually was trying to like leave, and she was our neighbor. Like not our neighbor, but like she lived around the same area as we did. And I think she lived like 3 or 4 blocks away from us. And so she was trying to leave, and she had, I think, both of her daughters in the back seat. And she was a nurse, which was most shocking. She was a nurse at the JFK. So yeah, she was a nurse there. And so she was trying to leave at first, and then she was like, "Oh, let me help you up or whatever." So, and I was like, "Don't touch me!" Like okay. At first I got hit, and then I didn't realize the pain, so I stood up and was about to beat her up. I was about to curse, but then I was like, oh, I shouldn't curse. So I was about to beat her up. So I went up to her window, and then my mother was like, "What are you doing?" And like I didn't notice that my leg was like hurt. So then I was like, oh crap. And then like I just slowly started falling back down. So then that's when I realized, and that's when the pain kicked in, that oh, I think I'm hurt. And I was like, okay. So we waited there. And then I got to the hospital. And then I got x-rays done. My mother got x-rays done. I have herniated discs. My mother had other medical problems, but I'm not gonna mention that because that's her private, life. So I'll keep that separate. But for me, I basically had to get surgery on my leg, and they suggested surgery in my back. But I know that like once you get surgery in your back, it's not the same, and like it could become worse or whatever. So that happened. As for like legal wise, we ended up we sued, and everything's good now. So like I'm not gonna get in any trouble for posting this because everything is like squashed, and I'm not mentioning the lady. I don't even remember the lady's name. So yeah. So everything is good now. I mean legal wise. She was at fault. So that's good because I think she was going above the speed limit, and there's like a stop sign, and I guess she like ignored the stop sign, and then that's when she like made a left turn and then hit us. So yeah, we won. And what else? Sorry, I keep looking down because Christopher is like right there, and I think I'm speaking really really loud, but he's fine. He sleeps through anything most of the time. Anyways, yeah. So what sucked about it is that so let me see, after the accident I had to get surgery. So it was the beginning of my senior year, and throughout high school I used to cheer and stuff like that. And once I got hit by the car, I had to get homeschooled. So I got homeschooled, and basically everything sucked. It's a good thing that I was able to go to the prom like freshman year and sophomore year. I think I went sophomore year, I don't remember. But I went a couple times to the senior prom. Even though I wasn't a senior at the time, I wasn't able to go to my own prom, which kind of really sucked. So yeah. And then I tried to tell my ex-boyfriend what happened because he was like, yo, you disappeared on me. And then I was like, well, I tried to tell my current boyfriend, which I wasn't dating him back then, so that's what I meant. So I tried to explain to him what happened. He was like, no, you did not. And then the next thing I know, like, I did go to school at the beginning, like, before I had the surgery, which I was still in crutches and stuff like that. So he did send me in crutches, and I tried to explain to him. He was like, no way. And I was like, yeah, I got hit by a car. And then he was like, well, that's what you get. Because I think, like, we were arguing about something, or, like, because we had dated before we started dating. So I dated him freshman year, and then we broke up, and then I dated him again after senior year. So we were arguing. He was like, oh, that's what you get for that's what you get. He said something like, he's like, that's what you get for something, whatever, for leaving him. I think it was because he thought I was making it up that I had to go like with my mother to the nail place. So I guess he thought I was lying or something. I don't know. Anyways, I told him, I was like, you're such a jerk. And then, yeah, that was basically it. I mean, this is the time that I got hit by a car, but I lived, at least. Yeah, so it's pretty good. I haven't really seen the lady around. I mean, I don't really recognize her. Like, I don't remember. It was like, I was 18, and I'm 21 now, so that was like 3 years ago. So yeah, what sucked more about getting hit was the fact that, one, I couldn't cheer, and that was my senior year, and I was supposed to be in varsity cheerleading, so that sucked. And then I couldn't go to my prom. I was homeschooled for the rest of the year. Like, I did go to school for like a month after I got hit, but then after that I had to get surgery, so I was homeschooled the rest of the year. I did pass. I wasn't able to walk in my graduation, and which really really sucked, but at the same time I just wanted my diploma to get out of that school. So yeah, like, I was over it. And what else? Oh, this like kind of goes together with how my boyfriend got his leg injured, because Like, in some people believe that if you wear somebody else's crutches, like, you would end up in crutches. So what happened was, when I came back to school the next day, or the 2 days after I got hit, I was in crutches, and I was trying to explain to him what had happened. He didn't believe me. And then I guess he was curious about how crutches worked, so he tried my crutches, and I was like, don't do that because it's bad luck and you're gonna end up in crutches. Then I think it was like a week later, he comes in crutches because he had injured his leg playing football. So yeah, that's what he gets, because he didn't listen to me. And if you're watching this, sweetie, you didn't listen to me, so I was right. Anyways, that is the story of how I got hit by a car. I'm all good now. So, I mean, the pain still comes and goes. Like, last year when I was working out and stuff before having Christopher, when I do a lot of squats or something, it hurts. Or when the weather's really cold, it hurts. So, just like, stuff like that. Again, in my pregnancy, I experienced some back pain, but it wasn't that bad. I had a lot of back labor, which was really, really bad. But it was mainly because the way that Christopher was positioned. So, but I think it was worse because of my herniated discs and bulging discs, and the fact that the epidural didn't take. So yeah, that's basically it. That is my story time. Well, hopefully it was interesting. I mean, hell, it was an interesting year for me. But luckily, me and my mother were okay. There was no, like, deaths. Thank God. And yeah, it's not a fun experience, you guys. Like, don't ever get hit by a car. Don't ever get willingly hit by a car, which is kind of crazy because I know that if you go to like some parts of like some towns like around me, people just don't care. Like, if there's cars coming, like, they'll just cross the street and not even look. Or like in New York City, when people cross the street, it's crazy. Like, I would never drive in New York City, but like, people just don't care. And I'm like, man, like, I think I was traumatized. I'm still traumatized now that I'm thinking about it, about crossing that street. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna cuddle with Christopher for a little bit, and I know he has to wake up because it is almost feeding time again. So I'll show you guys Christopher one more time. But that is it. That is my story time. Give it a thumbs up. I hope you like it. And yes, that's it. I'm gonna show you the little nugget. That's his nickname. I'm gonna make that officially his nickname, Little Nugget. Okay, I'll show you guys him. Hello. He is out cold. He is sleeping. I'm not even gonna mess with him.